Look, I'll be the last person to be disrespectful to the police. I don't want to be disrespectful to the police because, I mean, we cannot, you cannot do business without police. Any business person will tell you that. You need some security to secure your merchandise, secure your art, your services. When you travel around, you need to be safe. And it's the police who keep us safe from wickedness. I mean, there's some violent people out there, man, black or white. I cannot tell you how many times I've been attacked while trying to, set up a concert, perform. People do crazy things. Some of it is just, I don't even have the answer to why they did what they did. But the police were there to protect us. But what I am against is somebody just going against everything we understand. Somebody who's official, somebody who's a trained gunman. And all of us who are, real gunmen from way back, even before guns were guns, know for sure the code has been written in stone. You don't shoot no man from the back. Only a coward does that. I mean, it's unthinkable to see that. When my brother sent me that video, I said, okay, he's just bluffing. He's just going to shoo him to his car, and then he's going to walk away. But he's pointing a gun at the man, and then he just decides to let off. Okay, that's an old, standing rule that, it's there in the Western movies. If you watch Western movies with John Wayne, whenever a person turns his back to the other person, when they have a showdown, the guy who's face on does not shoot. Okay, you just don't shoot at that point. You wait for him to face you first. Okay, I don't know how this guy was trained. I mean, I don't know. It just defies every logic there is. First of all, you don't shoot a person who's facing, who's walking away, who's giving his back to you. Secondly, you don't shoot at the torso. You don't shoot at the upper body, to disable him in case you feel like he's about to do something crazy. What reasons did my brother give him to let off? To just unleash a volley of bullets into his body like that. What's the rationale? It just does not make any sense. And they'll try to make it sound like, oh well, the situation was such and such, and then they'll find a way to, let these guys loose without, these are criminals who. This police officer is a criminal who intended to do that a long, long time. He planned that. Let me discuss another thing about guns that we understand. Those of us who've been around guns, I hate guns, but hey, if we have to deal with terrorists and we have to deal with racists, in our case in South Africa, the Mabuno trash, the Boers, we have no choice but to learn how to use weapons. Umkhonto Isizwe will tell you, you never point the gun in any other direction but down. You never point the nozzle of your gun, whether handgun or full rifle or whatever the case. Action-matic, semi-auto, full automatic, you don't point your gun in any direction but down. And you only point your gun in any other direction in case you are, I guess it's completely disassembled. Okay? Completely dislodged, completely uncocked, and you pull it apart and you're cleaning it. Even then, you're supposed to point down. Always, the nozzle of the gun must point down. The only time your gun points in any other direction other than that situation where you're trying to clean it or something, or take care of it, maintain it somehow, Okay, even then it still points down. You have no reason to point it in any other direction. Is when you want to shoot. I don't know what kind of training these white guys are receiving. These racist guys, I mean, you know, it makes white people look bad because that's what we see is a white person shooting down a black person, and that's quite unfair because that's a broad stroke of the paintbrush because you are painting on everybody in there. You're saying white. It's not correct. Yeah, it's just not right. You know, that shows that if this guy can tell us that's the training he received is to scare somebody off by pointing a gun as he's walking away, you can use a gun to scare somebody off, that in itself is a crime. He's brandishing a gun. He's brandishing a gun at somebody who's not putting up a fight. Walking away, that itself is a crime. He should be charged for that before even the murder or the attempted murder because he's now paralyzed. I mean, he put him completely out of business. Yeah, the brother has to step aside in this time here, and he's got children to feed. As you can see, he went back to check on his children. He can't do that no more. He's paralyzed. Amazing, man. It's just amazing. It's just amazing. You know, I just told you two things that are quite fundamental that, you know, it shouldn't have happened, you know. Pointing your gun in any other direction means you want to shoot. For real gunmen, people who understand guns. Wow.
Yeah, they're just not going. They're not going down without a fight, for sure. They are not giving up without a fight. Yeah, to tell you the truth, if everybody, they're in the minority, for sure. That kind of mentality is in the minority, and they make other, you know, white people or people from Europe, Western Europe, look bad, and we are constantly suspecting one another because of very few people who are very disgruntled, and as you can see, there is a constitution in place. There are laws in place that are enough to place any and every one of those police officers in jail for the rest of their lives, even up to, death penalty. But they still go ahead and do that. Some of them join the police force with just so they can do that. In other words, they have nothing to lose at this point. Okay, so we're living in America is at a very dangerous time, whether we liked it or not. We're in a state of quiet civil war. Things are falling apart, and the center is not holding. We've been, sugarcoating and perfuming things and covering up, sweeping things under the rug, and hoping all will turn out well. We're just not compatible. We're not compatible at all. Yeah, the way the rednecks view life. And guess what? If we were to split America, the United States, if we were to split it and say, okay, you guys, with your redneck mind, go to Texas, all of you. I'm pretty sure none of them will go over there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure none of them, because it will be a retrogressive, backward state. The only thing that can bring our kind of place down is if we start corruption like is going on in South Africa. Because black people see themselves doing no better than to just steal and not think twice, before they steal, like, wow, what did, actually little Tabo won't get his breakfast if I steal that money. They don't think twice. Everybody's, it's a new Harry come up. That's what they call it in Jamaica. Just a Harry come up. Somebody who's like, they call it false ripe. You're not ripe, but you are exposed to power, and that's what happens. What is going on in South Africa is inevitable. It has to happen so they can see. Okay, get it out of their system. What happens when you steal, from the government? You're stealing from your own people because the government is the people. Okay? So they're just not mature to say, no, I'm not going to steal. I can't steal. That is for little Tando down the street over there. I cannot steal that. They don't have those breaks. Okay? Yeah, I mean, hey, they're not going down without a fight. They're going to put up a fight for sure. And for the next 40, 50 years, after Donald Trump, the wake is going to be great. The wake is going to, so everybody better watch their head back. The back of your head, you better watch it because they'll blow it off if they have to. Right now, they have nothing to lose. Okay? Fake Jews and you name it, rednecks, and these hard-hearted, godless, and heartless. And to them, they believe they're very righteous. That's the thing about it. To them, they believe they're doing God's work. What you gonna say? I don't care how righteous, how nice, how cute, how proper, how gentle you are. When they see you, they just see a baboon. That's how much contempt they have towards you and I. So we have no choice but to fight back somewhere, somehow. But make sure that you don't stick your neck out. So you are better alive than you are dead. Yeah, but you have to fight back in a way of where you can. You know what I mean? Just move around them. Rope a dope with it, because we still have laws where we can round all of them up somewhere, somehow, and incapacitate, put them out of business. It's not like before time where we had to go to the jungle and fight a jungle war, analog war, or digital war. Okay? Yeah, I don't think this is the time for that. This is the time for bringing them down to their knees nice and clean. Okay? But we have I don't think we have an option. If you do, I would like to hear it. I would like to know of it. If you think you need to be nice and go to church and all, yeah, you tell me what the trick is.